If you're having trouble winning ranked games in zero builds, then this video is for you because I'm going to be going over how I win so many ranked games without even being that cracked of a fighter and just using good game sense. There he is! I'll show you the strategies in early, mid, and end games that I've used to carry me to get unreal in every season in Chapter 6. Now be sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, so when you're looking to drop from the bus, choosing a drop spot that you can get looted at easily and rotate into a medallion is paramount. This isn't comp, and hiding won't help you grow, so if you want to get better faster, you've got to be going for those medallions. So when you go into your drop, make sure you're keeping an eye out on where the other players around you are landing, because if you get looted fast enough, you can easily clean them up and get some early kills to further your rank up. Now once I get an acceptable loadout, I immediately start going after that green Power Ranger that I saw at the start of the game. Now I'm able to kind of get the drop on him. I know he doesn't see me because he's being very relaxed, so I grab this bug blaster and I'm able to get an easy 100 damage, jump in after him, and without him even knowing what's going on, I clean up that kill super easy. And that's all from just having a game plan and executing it as fast as possible. And don't forget to grab your B crate. Now when rotating into a POI, getting a good vantage point and taking stock of the players that are in your area is always a really good idea. Make sure you pay attention to where the bugs are shooting, because that can be a really good indication of where potential players might be. Now since the queen is up, I know at least one player is here, so I take a position on top of one of the spires, and sure enough, I catch him out in the open healing, get a good 100 damage on him, shock onto him, and clean up the fight really easily. But it's always important that you make sure that the fights at these boss POIs go as fast as possible to try to limit the third parties. And once I'm positive that nobody's going to be third partying, I go ahead and turn my attention towards the queen. Now when fighting the queen, it's just like fighting any other player. You want to stay mobile and get it done as fast as possible. Go check out my video where I rank all of the weapons on which ones are able to take out the queen the fastest. Obviously, go do that after you watch this one. I'll have that one linked in the description below. And don't forget to re-up on your shocks with your A crate. Okay, now moving into the mid game, I want to prioritize getting to a vault. The A rank vaults hold some pretty busted exotic items, and I'd prefer to be the one who has them. And even if I'm not going to end up using them, I'd still like to at least know what's out there, just in case I have to fight it later on in the game. Now, another thing that you'll see me doing a lot is keeping my fizz up at all times. Not only does it give you the edge in most fights, but it also allows you to outpace pretty much everyone on the map. As you can see, it really helps out whenever you're using the shockwave hammer, as it allows you to travel about twice the distance. If you are constantly moving at breakneck speeds, it makes it very hard for somebody to just get the drop on you out of nowhere. Plus, keeping your fizz up and jump sliding like I'm doing right here allows you to keep your footsteps from showing up on visual audio, and you wouldn't believe how often you can just catch people off guard by doing that. Now here I see a crate drop at this POI, so that alerts me that there is definitely an enemy player in there, and because I have the fizz going constantly, they have no idea that I'm closing in on them, and that makes for a very easy fight. Now when you do get to the bunker, always remember that people love to camp outside these bunkers or to try to sneak up on you as you're opening it or while you're inside. So make sure you keep your head on a swivel and finish up your business in there quick. Bunker fights are always sloppy and they never go good for the person that's inside. So as I'm leaving the bunker, I noticed that there's another medallion at the OXR base. So just in case they were looking at me looking to get shots as I left, I didn't want to risk rotating out in the open, so I go around looking for an angle so that maybe I can get eyes on them first. But I got a little bit too tunnel visioned on the other medallion, and I make a mistake by standing still for too long and end up just getting shot in the back by some guy hiding in a bush. So I pop a fizz and I start to get mobile until I see his footsteps in the bush, and once I see him running, I realize that I'm probably just dealing with a crumb. So after some damage, I push him and I kill him fast. And at this point, I'm fully expecting that will have goaded the other medallion into a third-party attempt, but I notice him leaving, so I try to parallel his rotate until I can get eyes on him. Now, unfortunately, while he's rotating, he does get jumped by somebody else, and while I am able to clean up the kill, the other person does make it away with the coin. Now my first instinct was to go balls to the wall and push the guy that stole the coin from me, but as I do that, I realize that I'm going to be positioning myself between two coins, so I decide to disengage, because at this stage in the game, above everything else, I just don't want to be the middle circle, because that leaves you open to too many third parties, and I want to avoid getting shot by both medallions at the same time at all costs. So while I'm in the middle of rotating around to get a better position, I do get some good beams on this poison ivy, but here I make another mistake, because when she shocks towards me, I should have just stayed in my bush, because there wasn't really much that she could do unless she got into my bush with me, but instead I leave the cover of my bush and I take the pseudo 50-50 and almost die because of it.
Just double pumping, that could have been very bad.
I didn't realize that she had the double pump, and that would have been her win condition, was me getting out there and her hitting me really hard. But that could have very easily have been my one-way ticket to the lobby. But after getting healed up, we do learn from our mistakes, and when we take this next flight, we use our range and we clean up the kill much easier and with taking much less damage. And don't forget to pick up that S crate. Moving into the end game, I pick up some bunkers just in case and go up to height so that I can hopefully get a lay of the land. The best thing about all the coins being in play is that I can very easily use their circles to position myself in an advantageous position and hopefully third party if there are any fights. So I see a fight happen with one of the medallions, so I move fast and try to get timing on it. Now, keeping the other coin in mind, I position myself behind a house to cut off line of sight from anyone else trying to look to get involved. But unfortunately, I beef the mantle, and they get time to shock out, but I am able to catch one of them as they rotate out through the open. Now, as I rotate into the OXR outpost, I see footsteps of the other medallion, but since I don't have my fizz up, he has plenty of warning that I'm coming and is able to bounce before I actually get any real damage on him. Now, I wanted to be careful here and not push on him too hard, because that could result in more people pulling up. So with all these golden circles surrounding me on my minimap, I decide to go ahead and rotate into zone. Now, while rotating like this, you do have to be really careful in not just getting beamed out of the sky. So notice how I stay close to the edge of storm. I do this because A, it limits the chances of your glider popping up on visual audio, and B, it camouflages your player's outline a little bit, making it a little bit harder to see while you're gliding high up into the air. And in these smaller zones like this, you do need to take every precaution you can while rotating like this. You know, every little bit helps. Now, notice where I'm at on the minimap. I've rotated to a position outside of the other two medallions, and when the fighting starts, I'm able to do to them what I was trying to avoid happening to me these past few minutes. But since the other coin was right there, I take a right corner and I do get some shots off. Now, I know he was just fighting in Storm, and since you can't regenerate overshield in Storm, I'm able to add 50 damage to anything I hit him with. So if I hit him for 30 damage, I know that he's down 70 HP. So when I push him here, I know that he's really weak. And even though someone is trying to nuke us, I am still able to get the kill without taking any damage. And at this point, not taking any damage is really important because I have no heals in my inventory. But I do still want those two coins, so whenever I don't see any movement going towards them, I swoop in and grab them for myself. Now, a funny thing happened with this guy. I'm just gonna let that play out for you here. Oh, check this guy out. So as you can see, these tactics are so potent that the ops kill themselves. So here I make yet another mistake and try to take a bloom battle with this guy on height. It was a stupid decision on my part and it does not go my way. Plus, as soon as it happens, there is somebody to my left pushing up. So I just burn a shock to get out of there and bunker up on the edge of circle. Now only 3 people remain, and my main goal is to have these two fight each other. When there are 3 people left like this, 9 times out of 10, the person who wins is the person who fights last. But that doesn't mean you can't still get damage. I'm weak, so I might as well make everybody else weak too. Now that guy up there gets caught caught out in the open, and you can see that just because you have height does not mean you have the best position in the game. Storm does not care how high you are, you will get pushed off eventually. But because of that, I'm not sure if the last guy actually took any damage in that fight, so I don't feel comfortable just jumping on him just yet. So I bide my time and wait for him to make a mistake, and sure enough, he starts letting that minigun do some talking and attempts to destroy my cover, but I know he will soon have to reload, so I just wait for my chance, and
There he is. All right. Hey, GG's, my guys. GG's.
so there we have it. Let me know down in the comments if you learned anything, and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. I'm a new zero build content creator, so if this is your first time here, or if you just haven't gotten around to doing it yet, be sure to subscribe, as it really helps the channel grow and allows me to continue giving you content just like this every week. Speaking of more content, go ahead and click on this video right here because YouTube thinks you will like it. But, what do they know? They probably don't know anything. But you might as well just, find out. Click it.